Alright guys, so we're basically going to go over this Zunimasa build, and kind of how to use it, and what you should, what kind of gear you should get. Alright, so first let's go over the gear that you'll need. Basically you'll want to go ahead and go with the Sacred Harvester for the weapon. Short Man's Finger so you can keep your Gargs and have 3 of them. Tasker and Theo to increase your attack speed of your fetishes and your gargantuans. The Mantles of Channeling, because you're going to be using fire bats, so this will get you more damage reduction and more damage overall. Of course, Zuni's. So Zuni's helm, Zuni's chest, Zuni's pants, Zuni's boots, and the offhand. And the rolls on these are going to be invite and crit chance on the helm with a socket. You want to roll Garg damage on the chest and invite. You'll be running Belt of Transcendence so you can get more fetishes to get more damage reduction from the you and your pets take 3% less damage for every fetish you have alive. The pants are going to be invite armor and 2 sockets, of course. The boots are going to be invite armor and movement speed, so you can move Paragon points into int. The offhand is going to be Zuni's String of Skulls, and this one rolled maximum fetish army damage. You want to go for that 25%. It also rolled crit chance, invite, and then right now I have increased damage against elites on it. Which I'll probably roll into either cooldown reduction or life %. The Compass Rose and the Traveler's Pledge. So Compass Rose, you're going to want socket, crit chance, crit damage, invite. Lacoma's Ornaments, so you can get more damage reduction. The Compass Rose and everything, by the way, is going to give you more damage reduction as well. The Lacoma's Ornaments, you're going to want to roll cold damage on there to give your Gargs more damage. And with crit chance, int, and invite, but this one rolled with armor, which will work. The Traveler's Pledge, which you'll want int, crit damage, crit chance, and a socket. And I think that's pretty much it for the gear. If you're doing normal riffs, make sure that you're wearing or have your NEM bracers with you. You know, keep them in your inventory. Alright, so then your skills. So we're going to run Piranhas with Pronado, Fire Bats with the Vampire Bat rune so that you don't have to use up all your mana, Gargs with the Homunculoid rune so that they get cleave and so they have cold damage, Spirit Walk with Jaunt so you can have that extra second, Soul Harvest with Languish so you can get additional armor, and of course this is going to work with your Sacred Harvester and Lacoma's Ornaments. Fetish Army with Legion of Daggers so you get an additional 3 fetishes, which will give you more damage reduction overall. Because of your Zuni set. We're going to run Pierce of the Veil for additional damage, Graven Justice so we can keep our Pronados up, and Soul Harvest, and get a little bit extra Spirit Walk. Confidence Ritual, which you're going to use for getting additional damage with your pets, and of course Midnight Feast, get additional damage to your Gargs. Alright, Paragon points. Everything should pretty much be maxed out. And then you'll want just enough in movement speed to be able to get to 25%. And then in, you know, put as much as you need into Vite to get at least over 1 million. And then you can put the rest into int. And then for your follower, or actually in the queue, let's take a look at the queue. So the cube, you'll run the staff for fire bats, so that you take up less mana and don't run out of it. You'll want Mask of Jerem to get additional damage for your Gargs and Fetishes, and Ring of Royal Grandeur because, as you can see, you're only wearing 5 pieces of Zunis. And then for your follower, you want to run the Templar with Thunder Fury, the S of Johan, the Word ring, which will get procced by Thunder Fury. You want him to wear an Oculus ring, so you can get the ring standing and it'll give you additional damage. So absolutely must have. And the Freeze of Deflection, so he can stun even more. So you're going to be stunning quite a bit, and he'll have Taunt on, slows them, stuns them, and this will be for healing you. Yeah, he's only at 376k, but basically the ring and the stunning is all you really want from him. You're not going to get a whole lot of additional damage. Alright, so let's test out this build. I was just doing 70s, and they seem to work pretty well. So we'll go ahead and take a look at running this. Always want to make sure that you cast your fetishes and your Gargs as soon as you walk in. There we go. You want to make sure you kind of follow your Gargs a little bit, and they will, you know, do additional damage as you're casting your mana spenders. And stand in the circles when you can, get that additional damage. Make sure that you have up at the top there 15 Psychophins, and you will have 8 fetishes. So again, 15 Psychophins, 8 fetishes, and your 3 Gargs. This build runs a little bit quicker than the Helltooth build. So the Helltooth build is more of a lazy man's build. You can kind of sit back, relax, pay attention a little bit, and you should be good. This build, you're a little bit more squishy, so you'll want to pay attention a little bit more. And you'll want to make sure that you're getting all of your mana spenders to cast on what your Gargs are hitting. So, yeah, notice how quickly those die. Even from the fetishes, they die quite fast. And you can recast your Gargs as need be. Oh, there's another elite. These guys will die pretty quick once the Gargs get on them. It's just these Gargs are being... There we go. Yeah, you'll just see them explode once the Gargs start hitting them. And you don't really want anything except for elites, especially when you're doing greater rifts that are this low. There we just had to recast my Gargs. Get him to actually hit what I want him to hit. Looks like we had a double tag there. There we go. I mean, we're pretty far ahead in this one. You can definitely do higher grade of riffs with the Zuni setup. It's just, I'm just leveling gems that are at like 50 or so. I still have a few that I have to do at level 70, 75. Looks like Dead Phoenix is doing some greater riffs on hardcore. He's one of my other guys that I usually run with. I think he usually runs a Demon Hunter, but on hardcore right now he's running a Witch Doctor because he wanted to try that. Actually, in hardcore, man, Witch Doctors are really stable. They're really good to just stay alive in general. Spirit Vessel helps out a lot. It's absolutely, you can't move it from your bar. Oh, wrong way. You can see how quickly those leads die, and this is even without running a, even without a furnace. Wrong way. Yeah, these platforms are amazing. Of course. Just like always in the lead on here. The only downside with this build is that you can't really direct your Gargs where to go. That's the same in any pet build. No lead on this. Oh, here we go. It's that Essajon going off on your Templar. And boom, there goes that elite. And let's get the heck out of this level. Because this level sucks. There we go. And we have a shield pylon. And you can see how fast that Rift Guardian goes down. Again, it's just level or greater Rift 70, but the Zuni set is pretty stable once you get all the pieces. And here, we'll go over the pieces again really quick on which ones you absolutely have to have, which ones you can, which ones you want to get ancient, which of course will be all of them. Alright, so you run your Sacred Harvester. You'll want to run the Short Man's Finger to get 3 Gargs. You'll want to run Tasker and Theo to get increased attack speed on your Gargs and for your fetishes. And you can kind of see the stats as we go through these. So definitely want attack speed, crit chance, crit damage on your Tasker and Theo. Want to make sure on the Harvester that you actually get damage, int, and cooldown reduction. And then on the Short Man's Finger, crit damage, crit chance if you need it. I'm actually at like, yeah, 54%. So I went with attack speed. The Mantles of Channeling, so you additionally get damage reduction and increased damage while you're casting your vampire bats or your fire bats. And then of course Zuni's set. So for Zuni's set, you're gonna wear the helm with crit chance, int invite, and a socket. You're gonna run the chest with Garg damage, int invite. Oh, and of course the Mantles of Channeling also get Garg damage on them. You're gonna run the Belt of Transcendence, so you can get additional Psychophens, which will count as fetishes for the damage reduction that you get from the 4 set of Zuni's. The Pants of Zuni's, you're going to want invite, armor, and then 2 sockets. The boots, you'll want invite, armor, and then movement speed, so you can put additional points into Vite or int on your Paragon points. You'll run the Traveler's Pledge and the Compass Rose. Well, actually, the last piece of Zuni's you'll run is going to be the Offhand. So that you'll want to try and shoot for 25% fetish army damage, and then you can roll, I rolled elite damage on there. The Compass Rose and Traveler's Pledge, so on the Compass Rose you want to try and roll invite, crit damage, crit chance, and a socket. This is actually one of the best ones that I've found so far. Lacoma's Ornaments to go with the Harvester, and to go with your Soul Harvest, of course. So cold damage for the Gargs and crit chance. Int and invite, even though mine got int and armor, they'll still work. The Traveler's Pledge, you'll want int, crit damage, crit chance, and a socket. And the reason you want the sockets on those specific pieces, because that's where you can put your legendary gems. It's the only pieces you can put them into. And then of course on the armor, these are max number of sockets you can get, and these are all the pieces you need sockets on. Then we'll check out the cube here, and in the cube you'll end up putting the Staff for Fire Bats, the Mask of Jerem, so you get additional damage to your fetishes and your Gargs, and Ring of Rogue Grandeur, because as you can tell you're only wearing 5 pieces of Zuni's. So that'll give you the 6 piece. And for Paragon points, by this time you'll have everything maxed out on these 3 slots. So then under here you'll want to put just enough into movement speed to get to your 25% cap that you can get to with Paragon points and items. Then you'll want to put enough points into Vite so that you can get over 1 million life, and the rest you can actually put into int. So that covers everything in Paragon points. And then we'll check out our follower here. And the follower actually have Thunder Fury, the word ring, which will proc from the Thunder Fury, and he actually stuns quite a bit. You'll run the S of Johan, so he can suck them all in, and you know, kind of keep them together for you and your Gargs. You'll want to run the Oculus ring, so he can drop the circle for you, gets an increased 85% damage. And then as far as the shield, you'll run the Freeze of Deflection, so again he can freeze them. Important note, the stuns that happen from the Thunder Fury and the ring actually do stun the Rift Guardian. So it's one of the few things that, you know, the Rift Guardian can be affected by. Alright, and then your skills, you'll run Pronado. You'll run Fire Bats with the Vampire Bats rune. You run Gargantuan with Humongounoid, so that you get the cold damage and you get Cleave. You'll run Spirit Walk with Jaunt, so you get that extra second of time. You'll get Soul Harvest with Languish, so you get additional armor. You'll get your Fetish Army with Legion of Daggers to get an additional 3 fetishes, so you can get increased damage reduction from your Zuni set. You'll run Pierce of the Veil to get additional damage, Graven Justice to keep your cooldowns up, Confidence Ritual so that because you're going to be pretty close, definitely within 20 yards, because that's about the range of Fire Bats, so you get additional damage there. And then Midnight Feast to give your Gargs additional damage. So that's pretty much it. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll do some more runs here. Kind of show you guys how the build works. So always make sure you cast your Gargs in your fetishes first. And then once you get them cast so that your damage reduction's up, you want to get to a decent sized group. And as soon as you start casting your Mana Spender, all these guys should start dropping, your cooldown should come back up. And rinse and repeat. So pretty easy build, you just kind of have to stay with your pets and use them as blockers. You're also the damage generator for them, and they of course ultimately kill everything for you. What we need to do is find an elite here. I mean, all this trash is good, but you really need to find an elite to keep your gauge up. There we go. Finally. Of course, they're nightmarish too, which really sucks for Witch Doctors because you want to be right by these guys. And this is going to be probably way out. Oh, another elite. And look, since we had a channeling shrine, the Gargs are right back up. How's it going, everybody? Oh, another elite. There we go. So you want to start finding piles of elites. Your Gargs will drop them so fast. Alright, so we just went over all the items and the skills, what you have in the cube, and what you have on your follower. Pretty much everything that you need to make this build work. And like I said, I'm just doing 70s right now, because I'm just up in gems, but wanted to play something a little bit different than Helltooths, because I play Helltooths all the time. That's pretty much my go-to build for speed runs and higher greater rifts and group runs, everything. And you'll kind of notice that I'm just running past stuff, getting into bigger piles, trying to get my Gargs to stay with me, or at least have a couple of them up by the, the bigger groups. basically just want to try and find some more elites or a good pile like this. And we'll recast our guards. There we go, boom. And you can tell when you recast the guards, like they instantly will kill whatever they touch. And whatever your mana spender, of course, touches. That's kind of the name of the game with the Zuni set. Alright, let's get the heck out of there. Oh, there we go. Now we'll just run through here, find the elite, and go to the next level. Let's see, there they are. And dead. Easy. So quick. Right back into this map. Okay. I guess that'll work. Just have to see if we can find the elite. Oh, speaking of the devil. Here we go, here we go. Oh. I thought that was all of them. Yeah, that was all of them. It says right there I killed them. Shoot. Alright, here we go. So, after this, since we have some new people, I will go back over the items and stuff. If you guys want me to, just let me know in the chat. And I can go over all the items, skills, etc. for anybody who chimed in late. If you guys ever need help on any builds for the Witch Doctor, you can always friend me on BNET, and I can help you out. I just got done helping one of my subscribers with the Helltooth build, and so he's been kind of testing that out. He was actually getting pretty down about it before I talked to him. He was about ready to quit trying Witch Doctor, and it's actually a really easy build. Some people are just used to really quick builds like on the Wizard. Some people are just used to, you know, more in-your-face builds like on the Monk. But these are a little more subtle with the Witch Doctor. They're a little different. So... should finish this one up here in a minute. Let's see. Should be right at the end of this level. Oh, there's not really. Good. There we go. %. Okay. Probably get it on this level. Actually, we probably will, yeah. Say if I stop and kill some of this trash. There we go. Oh, right there at the end. And dead. Yeah. Quite a bit of damage. Hey, Desync, what's up? Alright guys, well like I said, if you chimed in late and you wanted to see the skills and the items and everything as far as the setup for this build, just please chime in and let me know, and I can definitely go over it in between Greater Rifts. Sorry, I had to get a drink there. Alright. So let's close this one up and we'll go ahead and do another one here. I might end up switching over to the Helltooth build. If you guys want to see that one as well, just let me know. I can kind of switch back and forth to whatever. See if we got anything good here. Nope, all junk. Alright, and then on to the next Greater Rifts. Alright, so again, always make sure you cast your Gargs and your Fetishes for the damage reduction at first, and for the damage. And then you can start your Rift. Make sure you get your stacks up as quickly as possible. And that's it. Make sure you keep your stacks up. Make sure you're casting your fire bats on the appropriate things so that your pets are doing the additional damage. So for instance, in this case, it would be these ghosts right here that, you know, are the elites. And they should die pretty quickly. Even if it's just the fetishes hitting them. And, you know, if you guys have any questions about the builds or questions about why I'm doing certain things that I do, just go ahead and ask. You know, I can definitely answer you guys' questions while we're running through these rifts. Or, I mean, I can always take a break or take a second, answer you guys' questions, help you out on a build. I mean, that's what it's all about, you know, being able to let people know how to run these builds, how they work, what you need, and, you know, basically the all-around mechanics of it. So that way you too can have fun on Witch Doctors. Shield pylon. I mean, if we find a big group, then, you know, we can kind of kill them. But the density's been kind of so-so in this one. So right now, I'm just looking for an elite, another elite. Excuse me. There we go. Finally. It took forever. And of course they're the little rats, so they run around. Yeah, it's gonna be... It's gonna be terrible. Oh. There they go, and they're already dead. Okay. Go Zunies. And go Guards, for that matter. There goes those guys. Oh, we had a double pack. Nice. Now with the Helltooth setup that I have, I can actually do these in about 3 to 5 minutes. Level 70s. Which should be about right for speed runs. I guess it ends up being about 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, I think that's what they were at. So I might end up switching to that here. And and switching away from the Zunies, just because it goes faster, and I can kind of change up builds and show you guys that as well. Oh snap, we're losing people. Seeing with the Pronado, it triggers Zunies, some mana spender, and it additionally does 15% damage increase. There we go. Alright, so once we get done with this, I'll actually switch over to Helltooth and kind of show you guys the Helltooth build. So that I feel like will go a lot smoother. And we can kind of go over the information for that build too. Not dealing with an Outlord. Not dealing with that. Let's see if we can find another set of leads. It's a decent group, I guess. And that's one of the other nice things about this build is any of those maps, like the barracks, you know, kind of map where it has all the doors that you have to break and it's really annoying for the Helltooth set, are not that bad since you're using fire bats here. Makes it a lot easier. You know what? It's probably down here. Oh, and even if not, there's no lead in it. There we go. Dead. Oh, too many blood shards. So I'll have to gamble.
Let's see what we can do.
Alright, let's go gamble, and then we can switch over to the L2 setup. All a bunch of junk.
Are you ready? Do come back again. Wow, isn't that nice?
I cannot carry any more. I am returning down.
Alrighty, so now let's switch over to the L2 setup. Can I show you guys that? Bam. Yep, 3.8. And I'll show you the cube here. It's a little bit different than the, well, actually the only thing that changed is the weapon. Alright, now we'll do, let's do some 75s. I'll just kind of show you guys how easy, how much easier it is with this setup. And this one you run dogs instead of, you know, instead of your fetishes. And you pretty much just go from elite to elite here too, unless you have, you know, a decent sized pile like that. Are these guys following, or what are they doing? Come on. There we go, an elite right there. You get about the same damage reduction, maybe a little bit more. Oh, another elite. Nice, and here's the exit. Another elite. This one will go super fast. This Greater Rift. This will be much easier, like I said, with this L2 setup, it's so much easier. Let that air out a second there. There we go. Thanks, Jiminy Cricket. I appreciate appreciate the support. I'll go over the items, everything for this build at the end of this rift too. Skills, you know, pretty much everything you need to run the Helltooth build. You just watch this guy melts away from the guards hitting him. Ew. There we go. Alrighty, so you can kind of tell this one's going a lot quicker than it was with the Zuni setup. And that's just because I worked on this build a lot more. So I have a lot more time and effort into here. Also, all the pieces that I'm wearing right now are Caldezensed, so they all have augments on them. I have probably four or five primals on this set, so it's just a little more pimped out. And this is not a very good map, especially for pet builds. So we'll just kind of try to work through this map here. It's yeah, it's just basically find the exit, find the exit. I mean, yes, I can kill things here. If you find an elite, definitely stop for it. This is probably the exit area anyway, but you want to get there as quickly as possible when you're on this one. There we go. Now you can tell the Gargs are hitting them. Done. And up here should be the exit. Nice. And a good area to finish off. So this will be super easy now. Finish this with about half the time left. Oh, there's double pack too. That's awesome. Almost died there. Oh, there's one of them dead. And there's the other. So, let's see. Yeah, the rest of these little packs should be able to finish it off and just find another elite or two. Probably just one. Yeah, just one should finish it. But yeah, like I said, this is the other pet builds. So we'll go over this at the end of this rift. I'll go over all the items and everything, skills. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. And I can definitely answer them for you. Even if you're not, you know, playing this specific build, if you have questions on another build, you can certainly ask them, and I can help you out with that as well. And again, if you guys ever need help, just you can always friend me on BNET. I have my game tag right down there in the description. Let's see what we got. Oh, Skelly King, he's super easy. And he's good because he actually he actually spawns minions so you can keep your soul harvest stacks up. I mean, it doesn't get to that point because you kill him beforehand, or before then, but he's still one of the better ones in my opinion to get. Alright, let's level this one up. Oh. Or not, you know, whatever's clever, I guess. Cool. I'm glad we got a few out of that. Alrighty, so like I said, we'll go over the skills and the items and everything here. Let me just ID this stuff and toss some stuff because I'm sure it's all probably crap. Yeah, all crap. Alrighty, so for the Helltooth setup, you basically want to go with the Sacred Harvester, the Short Man's Finger for your Gargs, so you can have 3 of them, the Tasker and Theo for the gloves, and you want to try and get trifecta ones, of course, like these ones. The for the pieces for Helltooths, you'll run Helltooth Mantle, so the shoulders. One of the pieces that you definitely want to roll gargantuan damage on. Excuse me. Helltooth Mask, you want to get crit chance, invite, and a socket. Helltooth's Chest, which is another piece that you can get Garg damage on, so you want to try and get the 15% maximum. You want to wear a Witching Hour for the belt. It's the only one that'll give you crit damage, and you can also have attack speed on it. The Helltooth Pants, which you'll want to try and roll invite armor, 2 sockets. The Helltooth Greaves, so the boots, and you basically want to roll invite armor and movement speed so that you can take the points out of your movement speed and paragon points and put it into int or vite. For your offhand, you're going to run the Eucapian Serpent for the damage reduction because you run dogs. You'll see that you can roll up to 30% on it. Of course, you want to try and get max, but if you can't, definitely just make sure you roll Garg damage on it, get your crit chance, get it invite on it. You want to run the Compass Rose for your other ring, and of course you can see the Traveler's Pledge. On the Compass Rose, you want to get crit chance, crit damage, invite, and a socket, of course. For your wrist guards, you want to run the Lacoma Ornaments to go with the Sacred Harvester, and of course your Soul Harvest. You want to try and run cold damage on those and crit chance so that you can of course get additional damage for your Gargantuans because they will be running the cold rune. The Traveler's Pledge that you'll want to try and run crit chance, crit damage, int, and a socket. You'll want to run those for the additional damage and the additional damage reduction. Same reason that you'll want to run the Soul Harvest for the additional stacks, which gets you not only additional damage, but get you additional damage reduction as well. Helltooths will give you the Necrosis, which gives you, it slows them and it takes 15% damage every 1500%, excuse me, increased damage every second. It takes 20% increased damage from your attacks for 10 seconds. Then you also get damage reduction of 60% because of Necrosis for 10 seconds. And then your Gargs will do 1400% increased damage once you've cast Wall of Death. So notice, it's not like Zuni's where it's things that are affected by the skill. It's just the skill has to be cast, and then your Gargs start doing more damage. So you can cast it anywhere. It doesn't have to be on the creatures they're hitting. So it makes it, in my opinion, a little bit easier to run. In the cube, you're going to go ahead and run the furnace so you can do additional damage to... thanks guys for joining. Just going over the skills and everything right now just to update everybody on what we're doing. And then we'll do some more greater rifts. So the furnace is for those elite packs that you run into. The Mask of Jerem to increase your dog and your gargantuan damage. Of course the gargs are pumping out way more damage than the dogs are. And the Ring of Royal Grandeur, because you'll notice that we're only wearing 5 pieces of the Helltooth set. I do want to make a note as well that you can actually run the Tasker and Theo in the cube, and you would be running Jerem's mask instead of the Helltooth mask. Then for your 5th piece, you'd actually run the Helltooth gauntlets. So you can switch those up depending upon which ones you find, or which item you find with better stats. So if you find a Jerem's mask that rolled at 100% pet damage with crit chance, with a socket, with int and vite, and it's ancient, then you could wear that over some bad Tasker and Theos that you found that were not trifecta or didn't roll 50%. Mine only rolled 43, but that still works. So you can change those up if you get better stats on another one. Paragon points, by this point, by the time you hit 800, all these 3 tabs will be maxed out. You'll just be putting points into your primary skills. So on the movement speed, you'll only put 13%. That'll get you your 25% max cap between Paragon points and items. You'll put enough in vitality to get above 1 million life. And once you get above 1 million life, you can pretty much dump the rest into int. If you find yourself dying a little bit too much, or dying more than you feel you should be, then you should definitely put a little bit more into vite, maybe get like 1.2 million life, and then the rest of it can go into int. So you kind of get an idea of what your stats are going to look like. Another big portion of it is going to be your follower. So on your follower, you're going to run the Templar, and on the Templar, you're going to run Thunder Fury so that it can proc the Weird Word Ring, so that he can stun guys for you, and he can stun pretty much, it's like an AoE stun almost, because this goes from jumps from person 5 targets, so jumps from target to target, and this will stun them, or has a chance to stun each one that it hits. Additionally, you're going to have him wear a S of Johann so that he can suck them in and slow them for you, so just some additional crowd control. The Oculus Ring, so you can pump out a little bit more damage. 85% is nothing to scoff at, so definitely make sure you use that. The Freeze of Deflection for the shield, so he'll be freezing things in addition to slowing them, in addition to stunning them. For 1.5 seconds is the maximum that you can roll on that. So if you can get one that rolls 1.5, great. If you get one that rolls 0.5, still use it because you have nothing else. And then of course you want to run the favor where the follower cannot die. For the skills for him, you're going to run Intervene so that he can taunt. You're going to run Intimidate so that he can slow enemies more often. You'll run Charge so that he can actually stun them more often. And you'll run Guardian so that he heals you in those sticky situations. As for the skills that you run, it's going to be Piranhas with the Pronado rune, so that you can kind of put everything in a group together, and since your Gargantuans are doing cleave and AoE damage, essentially you're going to be grouping them up for the Gargantuans. You're going to run Wall of Death, of course, with the Helltooth setup. You have to run Wall of Death with the Communing with Spirits rune, so that you can get cold damage in addition to slowing the enemies and reducing their damage dealt. So it's basically going to be a form of damage reduction for you as well. The Gargantuan is going to use the Monkyoid rune, So he deals cold damage, and all three of them deal cleave damage, so they're dealing AoE damage. Spirit Walk is going to get Jaunt, so you have that additional second just to kind of get yourself out of those areas where you're stuck. Soul Harvest is going to run the Languish rune, so you get additional armor, and of course, you'll get additional damage reduction overall. For your last one, you're going to run the Summoned Zombie Dogs with Leeching Beast. That's going to be your life on hit, so that's essentially where you're going to get your life back if you end up getting hit. For your passives, you're going to run Pierce of the Veil for the extra damage. You'll run Graven Justice to keep all your cooldowns up. And since you're going to be so close, you're going to be running Confidence Ritual to get that additional damage for your Gargantuans. And of course, Midnight Feast to get it for your Gargantuans, your Zombie Dogs, and get an additional Zombie Dog to help with damage reduction. That's pretty much it for the build. If you have any questions on the build, just let me know. If you've been trying to run this build for a while and had problems with it, let me know. I just got done helping a person out, one of my subscribers, with the same exact build. I mean, he was about ready to give up on Witch Doctors. So, alrighty, let's do another rift here. We'll do another, let's do an 80. Let's do an 80 now. Let's make it interesting. Kind of. I think 85 is my max, so maybe 6. I think I only got 85 right now, though. But we'll definitely need to make sure we find an elite pack. There we go. You want to try to stand right by your guards, too. Make sure you stand in the circle if it's up that you get from your Templar. Look at how often these guys get stunned by your Templar. And make sure you keep your stacks up. Very, very important. If you lose your stacks, you will die. There's no ifs. You will die. It's 60% damage reduction, so you're definitely gonna die. Alright, let's try and find the next elite. And potentially our way out. Because we really need to get out of here. This is a very bad map for this setup. And if you find groups like this, or you get stuck, you can definitely just kind of let your guards rip through them really quick. Just like that. And keep moving. You just kind of walk past stuff. There's another elite right there. Recast your guards if you need to. Fire chains. So we gotta watch out a little bit. Thunderstorm, not so bad. You can always Spirit Walk while that's going. Arcane's not that bad. I mean, with 10 stacks, you end up being at, let's see, 326 million and 5 million paper damage, so not bad at all. Hey, easy. Yeah, I'll show the gear again at the end of this. At the end of this run. Usually I've been sending it. Usually I've been kind of going over it in between greater rifts. So yeah, we'll definitely go over it again. we can already tell it's going to be up this way. There we go. So we definitely need to get out of that area. This isn't much better, but we'll see if we can find another elite. That's basically what we're doing right now, is just elite hunting at this point until we get a good map with really good density. Oh no, arcane. Oh god. Yeah, I should not have died that quick. Small area though. Wow. Wonder why that arcane's killing me so fast. It certainly was not before.
Need more time.
See, and this is what sucks, is now we have to wait for our guards to come back up, so that's great. But while we're waiting, we'll get some stacks. Shouldn't take them much longer. Yeah, I should be able to deal with arcane, so I'll have to check out what's going on with the build here in a second. Especially when we go over the gear. I mean, it's kind of okay, we're still ahead, but I should be able to walk in that stuff pretty easy. It's probably because I wasn't moving around, I guess. Let's see, power shrine, sure. Oh, I might have lost all my stacks too or something. See, and that's what happens, folks, when you lose all your stacks. There we go. They died pretty quickly. Oh snap, they're frozen too. Pretty close to finishing this up. There we go. Maybe thought it was gonna be a better area. I guess not. It's okay. At least we have an elite right here. Oh, and a circle. Look at that. Wow. Take me from one map to another, and it's terrible density. At least keep up our stacks along the way. At least it's been good elites, I guess. finally, we're about done. %. Easy, are you still there? Did you still want to see the gear once we get done with this? Once we get done with this rift? Well, I'm guessing Easy's not there anymore. Too many blood shards. It's alright, we'll just have to go back and gamble a little bit real quick. Let's gamble, what, 4 things? Never mind. I messed that up. Oh well. See if we got any primals. Nope. Nothing worth nothing. Alright, I'm just seeing if Easy's still here. Alright, well it doesn't look like it, so we're going to gamble a little bit and probably do another run. See if Rip the Hardest needs help. He's that guy that I was actually helping out with the Witch Doctor build. So I kind of want to see how he's doing now with it. Just get rid of some of these. No good. And no good. Alright, so alright, so anybody who needs to see gear or has any questions, let me know before we start the next rift. Okay, well, take that as a no. Alright, so let me just get a drink real quick and stuff. double check everything real quick here. 50, 20%. Yep. Okay. Dang, a lot of melee guys, or a lot of ranged guys. These spear guys messing me up. There we go, there's an elite. Thought it was an elite. There we go. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, I thought it was an elite. Alright, alright. So it's an alright start. Kind of a bad map, but we'll make it work, I suppose. You'll notice I'll kind of drag the pets behind, so they can kind of kill stuff while I'm running to the next area. And they'll respawn, of course, in certain spots that'll be advantageous to what you're doing. Another elite. But again, guys, this is the Helltooth setup. This is my favorite pet build. There we go, now we have the guards on them. Let's get out of this area as soon as possible. This is definitely not a good area for a pet build. Narrow corridors, objects in the way. See that there, my Templar? That little sound he made was that Guardian set, that Guardian skill, healing me up. There we go. There's a platform. Make sure to keep your stacks up. Stay by your guards. Get the most amount of damage that you can. Looks like my buddy Rep the Hardest is having a little internet problems with connection issues there. Wow. Okay. I was gonna say no elite. That's messed up. Of course they put him on the wrong side. Now remember, your Wall of Death gets the increased 1500% damage as well from Helltooths. So make sure when you have a channeling shrine and stuff, just cast that as much as you can. Yeah, the heck with messing with those little electric things. Yeah, there we go. We just want to get to the next elite. On maps like this, you just want to get to the next elite. If you find one. If not, get to the end as quickly as possible. You can always stop if there's good enough piles. They're nightmarish. Yeah, they're nightmarish. Damn. And frozen. And jailer. Oh no, frozen and ordered. There we go. Now we get the heck out of here. This is a good area. It's really open. Good density. Orbiter and electrified, huh? Okay. Should grab all those and another leaf. Perfect. Wow. There we go. Find another good group. There we go, another lead. We'll wait for that power pylon until we get that lead on. Grab this and see if we can find another one really quick while it's still, while the power pylon's still on. Oh shit! Wow, that was lucky. There we go. They'll just wreck through these guys. Yep. Even with Vision Illusionist, it doesn't matter. Another set of elites. Should be close to popping the Rift Guardian here. Ooh, that was close. There we go. Oh, this guy's easy too. Yep, just stay behind your guards and the poison won't be able to hit you. Just have to watch out. I should say the poison little spikes won't be able to hit you. Still have to watch out for his poison bubbles. And the little pools he drops on the ground. Oh! There we go. freaking 80%, and we get 1 out of them. Okay. Also died, so you know that took away from one of my rolls too. So all in all, I guess that was an okay run. Alrighty, so now we have a bunch of new people. We'll go over the build again, go over the items. You just get rid of all this stuff here. Looks like my buddy Nick's online too. Alrighty, so all the pieces for it. Alright, so you have to have the Sacred Harvester for the additional stacks that you get with Soul Harvest for your damage reduction and increased damage. Have to have the Short Man's Finger so you can have the 3 Gargs, and they're going to do additional damage plus AoE damage. The Tasker and Theo, since you're going to be running a pet build, you want the additional attack speed for your dogs and for your Gargs. For Helltooths, you're going to run the Helltooth's shoulders, and this will be one of the pieces that you can get Garg damage on, so make sure you roll 15%. The Helltooth's mask, which you'll want to run or roll int, Vite, crit chance, and a socket. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just streaming right now. You'll want to run Helltooth's tunic, so that's going to be another piece you can get gargantuan damage on, so make sure you roll the 15%, the maximum, and you'll want int and Vite on there. I got all res on mine, but it's primal, so I'm not going to complain. I'll do, for the belt, you'll do the Witching Hour, so you can get the attack speed and the crit damage. You'll wear Helltooth's pants, which you'll want int, Vite, armor, and then 2 sockets. And on most of these pieces, you'll want to try for the secondaries to roll gold and health pickup radius for your Graven Justice. The last piece for Helltooth is going to be the boots, and that you'll want to run roll int, Vite, and armor movement speed, and globe and health pickup radius if you can. So the movement speed you'll want to roll on there because it's one of the only pieces you can get it on, and it'll allow you to put less points in movement speed on your Paragon. The offhand is going to be the Capian Serpent for damage reduction, so you can get up to 30% on there. You'll want to roll Garg damage on this, and make sure that you get crit chance on it as well. For your other ring, you'll run the Compass Rose, and for the Amulet Traveler's Pledge. So on the Compass Rose, you'll want to get crit damage, crit chance, int, Vite, and a socket. And this is like one of the best ones that I found. So they're kind of tough to find good ones of, but they're out there. The wrist guards are going to be the Lacoma ornaments to go with the Sacred Harvester and to go with your Soul Harvest. So you'll want to run cold damage on that to help out with your Gargs and your Wall of Death, and crit chance, so maximum 6%. The amulet, like I said, is going to be Traveler's Pledge. You'll roll crit damage, crit chance, you'll roll int and a socket on there. And that's pretty much it. For the gems, you'll run Enforcer Gem, Bane of the Stricken, and Bane of the Trapped. In your cube, you're going to run the Furnace, the Mask of Jerem to get additional pet damage for your Gargs, and Ring of Royal Grandeur, because as you probably noticed, you're only running 5 pieces of the Helltooth set, and this is how you get your 6th. As for your skills, you're going to run Piranhas with Pronado, Wall of Death with Communion of Spirits, Gargantuans with Homuncunoid, so you get the cleave damage for AoE, and you get the cold damage. Spirit Walk with Jaunt, so you get that additional second to get out of sticky situations. Soul Harvest with Languish, so you get additional armor and overall additional damage reduction. Summon Zombie Dogs, you're going to run Leeching Beast because that's going to be your life on hit, so how you're going to be able to heal yourself. For your passives, you'll run Pierce the Veil for additional damage, Graven Justice to keep everything up off cooldown, Confidence Ritual for additional damage, and Midnight Feast to give additional damage to your Gargantuans and your Zombie Dogs. Additionally, it'll give you one more Zombie Dog too. For your follower, I use the Templar, and the Templar you're going to run the Thunder Fury to be able to proc the Word ring, which will stun them, and it'll stun as an AoE because it can jump up to 5 targets, and every time it hits it has a chance to stun for 1.5 seconds. You'll run the S of Johan on him to be able to slow and pull things in, because you want to be able to group things up as tight as possible for your Gargs so that their cleave can get the most possible damage output. The other ring that you'll run is the Oculus ring, so you can get that circle on the ground, and when you stand in it you'll get an additional 85% damage. And for a shield you'll run the Freeze of Deflection, so you can also freeze things in addition to slowing them, sucking them in, and stunning them as an AoE. He'll be able to taunt with Intervene. He'll be able to use Intimidate and slow things more often as well as he hits them. He'll use Charge, which will allow him to stun more things, and it'll kind of knock him back a little bit. The Guardian is one that knocks him back a little bit. It's basically going to be the thing that'll also heal you. And that's pretty much it. So that is the Helltooth build. And that's basically what you're going to be wanting to run for each piece, for your skills, for your damage. You'll essentially, once you get a couple of primals or a few primals, you'll get up to almost 4 million paper damage, give or take, and somewhere around 29 million toughness. Have at least over 1 million hit points. So once you hit 800, these 3 tabs will be maxed out. In your core, you'll put just enough in movement speed to get your 25% cap, and then you'll put enough in vitality to get over 1 million health, and the rest you can dump into intelligence to get additional damage. That's pretty much it. So that's how you run the Helltooth build. And as you can see, I was doing 80s, pretty easily. The max I got during seasons without fishing was 85, and I only didn't get a fish because I had work, so I didn't have time to actually fish that often. So I still was able to get 85, which put me in about 690 on the leaderboard, give or take. And yeah, that's with the Helltooth builds, with the pet build. Super fun. I like to call it the lazy man's build, because you really get to sit back, relax, and kind of, let your pets do the work. I even have the little teddy bear running around with me. It's missing an eye. I feel like he's a good add-on for a witch doctor. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and see what my buddy Nick here, over 9,000, is actually up to. He said he wanted to do some runs. And we'll see what Rep the Hardest is, how he's doing with his witch doctor now that we helped him out. We helped him out this last week. And since then, he's been kind of trying to run the Helltooth build and see how far he can get. I think he was also working on the Zuni build, which I did earlier tonight, and let everybody kind of see how that one ran. It does run a little bit different than Helltooth's. It does run a little bit quicker. You have to be more interactive compared to Helltooths. And for those of you who run, you know, wizards or like Firebat builds on the Witch Doctor, you'd probably be more comfortable with running Zunies as a pet build. And I only say that because it's just a little more fast-paced. I can actually show you the gear here as well. I got that one saved in the armory too, so let's take a look. Oh, I guess that one's a little bit changed up. That's okay, we can swap this up real quick. And pants. I think we got Zuni's pants sitting around here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Zuni's pants. So then we don't have to run Zuni's ring. We can run the Compass Rose. And we don't run the Helltooths. Yeah, because we got plenty of health with that, with this build. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this one here as there we go. Now we will have to change up the skills and everything a little bit too, and I changed this over to the staff for Firebats, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Hey, what up? Think for yourself. How's it going? Alright, so doing pretty good. Hey, what up, James Martin?
No, just leveling a bunch of gems right now in preparation for the necromancer.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm just kind of working with some of these people on this chat and kind of answering some of their questions. I'm going over the Zuni build right now for them. Alrighty, guys. So this is basically the gear, and we'll show you
The Zuni build with the Firebats one.
Yep, the Firebats one. Yep. Well, Firebats, but it uses pets.
Right.
Alright, guys, so basically
I recall it. I tried it.
for this build,
On your recommendation, actually, if I remember right.
yeah, it's a good build. But yeah, that's basically what I'm going over with these guys, and then, you know, I just go over the skills, what you use for a follower, what you use on your follower, etc. Alright, so
That's always rad shit, man. That's what's up.
for this build, you're going to want to use the Sacred Harvester again. You'll run the Short Man's Finger, the Tasker and Theos for the additional attack speed for your pets. You'll run Mantle of Channeling, or Mantles of Channeling, so you get additional damage and additional damage
I
reduction.
wasn't even going to play around with trying to get pushed or like worry about the jump to 70 with the necromancer. I'm just going to fucking get a full set of canes and a full set of horns. And I'll only work signet, go to town.
Yeah.
Like rank 75 or rank 80 MAEs and a furnace or some big nasty unit weapon. All good. Do it in like 20 minutes.
Okay. So you'll also use, for the Zuni pieces, you'll use Zuni's Helm, which will, you'll want to roll Invite, Crit Chance, and a Socket. Just a note, items that will roll guard damage: shoulders, chest piece, offhand. On the chest, you'll want to roll the guard damage Invite. Also Zuni's chest, you'll run the Belted Transcendence, so you can get additional Psychophens or additional fetishes, so you can get additional damage reduction from the 4 set of Zunis. So you and your pets take 3% less damage for every fetish you have alive. Pretty simple. And Fire Bats, you'll get 15 plus your 8 fetishes easily. You'll wear Zuni's pants with invite armor and 2 sockets. You'll roll Zuni's shoes with movement speed, invite armor, and that way you can put less points in movement speed with your paragons, more points into int. You'll run Zuni's offhand so you can get the 25% increased fetish damage, and I rolled elite damage on mine for now. You'll roll run the Compass Rose and the Traveler's Pledge. So on the Compass Rose, you want to try and roll invite, crit damage, crit chance, and a socket. Tough to get, but I was able to get it to roll like that, so works out. The Traveler's Pledge, you'll roll int, crit damage, crit chance, and a socket. And then for your wrist guards, you'll run Lukuma's Ornaments with cold damage and crit chance. So the cold damage will help out your gargantuans, so they can do additional damage. And that is pretty much it for what you wear. Again, in the cube, you'll run the staff for Fire Bats. You'll run Jerem's Mask for additional damage for your Gargs, and you'll run the Ringaroo Grandeur, because as you can tell, you're only wearing 5 pieces of Zunis, so that you can get the 6 set. Alright, pretty easy. So now with the skills, you'll run Pronado, because it's a good way to group them up, plus it's a mana spender, so it'll proc Zunis. You'll run Fire Bats with Vampire Bats, so that you do not run out of mana. So for Helltooths, you'll actually end up running, you'll proc it with Pronado, and you'll proc it with Wall of Death, because Wall of Death would be the second one that you run here, running Helltooths. And yeah, you'll run the Communing of Spirits, but both of those will actually proc the Stricken rune. So the Fire Bats with Vampire Bats, so you don't run out of any mana. The Homunculoid rune for this to get the AoE damage, so cleave. And then Spirit Walk will run Jaunt still for the additional second to get out of those sticky situations. Languish for additional armor and damage reduction. The Fetish Army to get the damage reduction from Zunis, and you'll run it with Legion of Daggers, which gives you an additional 3 fetishes. For passive skills, you'll run Pierce the Veil for additional damage. Graven Justice, keep your cooldowns up. Confidence Ritual for additional damage, and Midnight Feast to give your Gargs additional damage. So pretty easy. Your Templar will run the same setup that he does with Helltooths. So he'll actually run Thunder Fury so that he can proc his ring, the Weird Word. So that way it's doing AoE stuns, where it jumps to 5 targets. Anytime that lightning attack hits, it's giving you a chance to stun that target for 1.5 seconds. The S of Johan, so that you'll actually slow enemies in addition to pulling them in. And you want to kind of keep tight packs. That's the other reason you run Pronados, so you can get tight packs for your Gargantuan's cleave to maximize the damage from it. The Oculus Ring, you'll want to run that so that you can get that circle on the ground, get an additional 85% damage. And for his shield, you run the Frieza Deflection, so not only is he stunning and slowing things, but he's also going to be freezing them for you as they're hitting him. For his skills, you'll run, oh, and of course, the follower does not die for the follower, you know, off. intervene so that he's taunting things in addition to slowing, stunning, and freezing them. This will allow him to slow them more as he's hitting them. This will allow him to stun them more. And this is just to heal you whenever you get very, very low and you get in those sticky situations. So that's pretty much everything for the Zuni build. Let me just type this up here real quick too. Alrighty, so let's see what we have going here. Oh, hey, Apple Broski. So apparently Apple Broski might have had some questions. Volker, I hope that answers your question or makes it a little more clearer on how to run it in Helltooths. I'm actually going to get with my buddy Nick here. See, I'm going to shoot you an invite, man. I'm still streaming, but I'm running Zunis right now to show these guys a little bit. Oh, you don't want to run?
No, let me switch to it real quick.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm just fucking around on the Goblin Farming right now.
Oh, right on, right on.
Alright, now I'm trying to kick me in the butt.
Oh, let's see. So what are you running on then?
The Demon Hunter.
Demon Hunter, eh?
Unless you want me on the long to support your death.
No, it's fine. You can run either one, man. I'm running Zunis, so it'll be a little bit different than the normal build. But, yeah, it'll still be just as much damage and everything, I think. Excuse me. What build are you running?
Impale.
All right, what do you want to do for you want to do greater rifts or what?
Yeah, we can just raiders.
Okay. Do you want to try and do higher ones? Because I can switch over to Helltooths.
See, now you're talking about switching over to the monk.
Oh, well, no, we can do. I mean, what do you want to do? Like 70s, 75s? Oh, yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, if you want to switch over your Helltooth and do like a 95, I'm down for that.
I don't know if I could do that high, but I mean, I can do like an 85.
I wonder how quick you can do an 85 with me.
Alright, well, I guess let's find out then. Make sure I got all my stuff switched around though. Alright, I think I should be good. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm good. So we're gonna try an 85? Alright. questionable already. But we got big guys to start out, so I don't know. Yeah, and I didn't do any fishing, Volker, I didn't do any fishing when I got to 85, but 85 is also my max with this build so far. I just haven't tried any higher than that, but I think I should be able to get an 86. I don't know about higher than an 86, though.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, we seem to go from elite to elite on these ones. I can't do, like, the trash is a little too much unless it's a super awesome group. So we're basically just going through and trying to see if we can do an 85 with my buddy Nick's Monk, and he's ZDPS, so he's not going to do a lot of damage. I pretty much have to do all of it, but we are at least a little ahead of the timer, so we'll probably end up being able to beat an 85, but I doubt that we'll be able to do any higher, only because the highest I've done so far is an 85 as well. Yeah, this, here we go. Here we go, here's here. Fine. Dang, those guys put us way behind. Damn. Alright. There's some meat here at least. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. They're getting that elite now. There we go. Yeah, see, that puts us a little ahead of the timer at least for not having very good maps. Do you have NEMs on?
No.
I don't know if we're gonna have enough time. This is gonna be a sketchy one. Had we got better maps, I think we would have been okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be sketchy.
This guy keeps jumping away and stuff.
Yeah, this way.
There it is.
Excellent.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Is it a better area? Oh yeah, we got this. Yeah, there we go, see.
Let's see what we can do.
There it is.
You're that.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad of a run. I mean, it was really close, but we got it.
That was really close. feel like it's because I didn't contribute any FPS.
Yeah, but that's okay though. I mean, we kind of got bad maps too. If we had gotten good maps, like it would went way, like we would have way more time left.
You want me to try one on the game tonight?
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Not sure if I can do an 85 Wizard though. I've done an 83, but I think that's it.
Yeah, we can do an 83. Or we could try an 85. It's up to you. Shielding them. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it for tonight. So, this will probably be the last run. But, yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the chat or in the comment section.
Excellent.
And like I said, you guys can always add me online. My game tag is down in the description. So you can always add me if you have any questions or need any help with Witch Doctor. Alright guys, well, have a good night.